Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. Welcome to CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the road to the Final Four, that magical March marathon to the Meadowlands. Joining us in the studio is former Ohio State Buckeye star, still is a star, Clark Kellogg. Clark, here we go again.
Yes, sir. Only 12 hours from last night, ready to tee it up again. And I think last night I talked about the 5 and 12 matchups, the 5 seeds and 12 seeds being the ones to lock into. Today it's the 6-11 matchups, particularly that George Washington and Iowa game. I can't wait for that one to tip off later on.
Jarvis has his team ready to go. We begin our Tip the Trophy tournament coverage in the East as 15-seed Mississippi Valley State meets number 2 Georgetown. Most of you will see a battle between the Southeast region's 10th seed Oklahoma and number 7 Temple, and the rest of you will see Tulsa, the Midwest number 11 seed, take on 6-seeded Louisville. Then at approximately 2:30 Eastern, we'll send most of you out west to Tempe for a matchup between 10-seed Santa Clara and number 7 Maryland. And now we'll send everybody out to Mississippi Valley State versus Georgetown. Those of you expecting to see Oklahoma Temple, we'll take you to that tip-off at 12:25. For others expecting to see Tulsa Louisville, we'll get to that tip-off at 12:30. And we hope you enjoy March Madness here on CBS.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Pontiac, Bud Light, United States Navy, and by McDonald's.
Going the distance. Smart takes the shot. Indiana wins the championship. There's the pass to Laser.
The Richmond Coliseum in Richmond, Virginia, site of NCAA first-round East Region action. The Delta Devils of Mississippi Valley State and the Hoyas of Georgetown. This is the 2:15 game to start our day in Richmond. Later on, we'll see the 3rd seed Texas Tech and North Carolina in this bracket. But Richmond has produced perhaps the most exciting player in college basketball, Allen Iverson, leading the Georgetown Hoyas and making them a legitimate threat to get to the Final Four for the first time in 11 years. And we welcome you to Richmond with Larry Farmer, Ted Robinson. Now, I'm sure, Larry, Georgetown saw Western Carolina. They saw Princeton. They saw Drexel, and they have been well warned to not look past these folks from Mid-Bend, Mississippi.
Well, certainly not. And you know the players, they watch the sports shows, they read the newspapers. I'm sure that Coach John Thompson will use this as motivation when you get those lower seeds knocking off the upper seeds to get them to play.
Something else going to get Georgetown's attention. Mississippi Valley State has the nation's leading rebounder in Marcus Mann.
Well, Mann averaging 13 rebounds a game, but getting 6 at the offensive end. He has a knack for anticipating where that loose ball is going to come. He gets to the ball quickly because he's long-armed, and he's got an excellent box game in the low post.
And alongside Marcus Mann in the front court for Mississippi Valley State is 6'8" Dendrius Rucker, another terrific rebounder. Georgetown's team revolves around its backcourt, Allen Iverson and Victor Page, who was the MVP of the Big East tournament. The officials, Mike Sanzier, Harold Allen, and Milt Stone. Mississippi Valley State will wear the green jerseys. Mississippi Valley State 22-6, coached by Lafayette Stripling in his 13th year. They were in the tournament in 1986 for the first time, and nearly as a 16 seed stunned the #1 team, Duke. In fact, Mississippi Valley State led that game in the second half.
One of the concerns of Coach Stripling coming into this ball game is that his players would not be afraid, but he was concerned about his ball handling. He said, we must take care of the basketball on the perimeter, handle the ball well, and not turn it over.
Marcus Mann with the game's first points for the Delta Devils. Now it's Victor Page to the hole, and he is fouled by Kenyon Ross of the Delta Devils.
One of the strengths of the Georgetown perimeter game is their ability to shoot from the outside. Both Page and Iverson, excellent three-point shooters, but also their ability to create shots off the dribble and penetrate against the defense.
Neither of these teams is strong from the foul line. John Thompson is here for the 19th time as Georgetown coach. 17 of the last 18 years the Hoyas have been in the tournament. This is their highest seed since '89, when they were the #1 seed in the East.
That was a nice look and execution by Mississippi Valley State, not to panic, but in attacking the press of Georgetown.
Inside, a miss by Rucker, but man is there, and Othello Harrington sends it back. And the trailer, an offensive foul. Jerome Williams, the trailer, call for the charge.
And Anthony Davis sprinting back and doing a good job of taking that charge. Now you watch Marcus Mann, very quick. He got that offensive rebound and was in the act of spinning before he even had sight on the front of that rim, but just a great athletic play and a block by Othello Harrington.
And from behind, the reach-in, and Boubacar Al knocked the ball away. And Iverson's first shot gives Georgetown the lead.
Again, the turnover, the fast break by Georgetown, and now Mississippi Valley State, the turnover against the press.
Fred Haywood stepping out of bounds. Lafayette scribbling saw his team turn the ball over 29 times in the SWAC championship game against Jackson State, and they still won by 17 points. That's hard to believe.
And he said that to us with a straight face, but again, talking about the ultra quickness on the perimeter of Georgetown, he was just concerned about taking care of the basketball, not giving up easy baskets.
And Haywood pulling the ball out for the Delta Devils. Carl rebounds for three. Georgetown running again, but Victor Page was not looking, and the pass sails out of bounds.
And although there was no made basket on that, Georgetown, sensing that they have an advantage with their full court defense, immediately going right to the press.
Well, Mississippi Valley State has been referred to as Jerry Rice University by many, and he's clearly the most famous product of that school. And Jerry Rice came through as the baseline drive by Haywood misses, but he got his own rebound. Now the Devils leading, but Iverson quickly changes that. Shortly, we'll be sending some of you to Orlando to see the Oklahoma Temple first-round game. And those of you who leave us will be keeping you updated on the progress of this game. Mississippi Valley State, the only team in the field on Selection Sunday without a shoe deal. Jerry Rice took care of that. And when the Delta Devils got here to Richmond yesterday morning, they had a special shipment from Nike and sneakers for everybody who needed them.
And all of this done under the strict guidelines of what was legal with the NCAA. But certainly the most famous alumni came through, and now these youngsters all have brand new tennis shoes to play in the NCAA tournament.
Iverson has made both Georgetown shots. Delta Devils, as they are, Larry, great offensive rebounding team. Harrington fighting. Man goes down, and Othello keeps the ball for Georgetown. And there's Victor Page.
Now, Mississippi Valley's got to attack this full court press, decide if they have numbers and when to attack and when to pull it out.
And there's a basket that counts by Dendrius Rucker with a foul.
So often a press not only attacks you physically, but attacks you mentally. It forces it to make quick decisions or sometimes bad decisions. In that case, Dendrius Rucker ran the floor, made himself available. Mississippi Valley State got the ball in the middle of the floor. Good pass, good execution.
I would think, Larry, Mississippi Valley State, a team that loves the up-tempo, isn't going to have any fear about going to the goal if they break the press.
But then it comes shot selection and time and score. There are times where you have numbers. You want to get down and get that shot. If you're not getting good shots, and certainly Georgetown, a team that averages 5 blocks a game, you're getting those shots challenged or blocked. That's when you want to pull it back out, content with breaking the press, and run your half-court offense.
Iverson with a great move, lost the ball, but it comes back to Harrington. Well, Iverson made some move, but Mississippi Valley stayed there and defended it.
And see, that shot was too quick, really not in a rhythm, attacking the pressure. You have the opportunity with numbers to get the good look, you want to take it, especially early on in this ball game when the players are gaining in confidence. You watch the move one-on-one. Now Iverson goes through his legs about 3 times. He's giving you the whole repertoire right there. He gets himself in the paint and actually gets his shot blocked. Othello Harrington very fortunate at that time, the recipient of a deflected outlet pass, and followed up with the jam.
Iverson just drew a charge, his first foul. Georgetown's already turned the ball over 5 times. Anthony Davis, really a shooting guard, but he's doing the ball handling for Mississippi Valley as that ball goes out of bounds to Georgetown. Oh, fast-paced start. The Hoyas up by 3.
Just make sure you...
By 10 over turnovers, and great play by Allen Iverson. Clark Kellogg along with Pat O'Brien here. Let's take you around the country. It is a tournament. And look in on Oklahoma and Temple. Oklahoma in red, Temple in white, and Oklahoma just went on a 9-0 run, Clark.
Well, against the matchup zone that Temple wants to play, the one way you can beat it is by shooting the ball well from the perimeter. A couple of 3-point field goals by Deion Barnes off the bench have given Oklahoma the 2-point lead.
12-12 left in the first half. 11-9 is the score.
Well, good penetration there.
All right, we'll keep you up to date on that one. And now let's look in on Tulsa and Louisville. They're in a timeout. Tulsa leads 10-4, and Tulsa's not a team to mess around with, are they?
They certainly aren't. They're deep and they're big and they rebound the ball, Pat. Their rebound margin per game is +10. So this is a team that does a great job on the glass, and they also can defend because they've got great size up front.
Also been in the Sweet 16. The last 2 years, they lead 10-4. Let's go back to Georgetown, Mississippi Valley State. Georgetown has scored a bucket while we're away. It's 24-12 now. Let's send you back to Ted.
Georgetown's Allen Iverson getting the last basket, and the Hoyas now doubled up on the Delta Devils.
Shot clock's winding down because that last shot by Mann did not draw the iron.
And finally recognizing it, the attempt misses by Chris Smith, and Georgetown will play on through the shot clock buzzer, but Page cannot control the ball, and he's out of bounds.
Tried to look and then look again, and it's really not a good policy to throw long down the sideline, because what usually happens is either the player that receives the pass really has nowhere to go because he's on the sideline, or there's a lot of room in there to step or throw that ball out of bounds.
Heidi White threw a heck of a slider down the floor. The ball curved about 10 feet. A blocking foul in, and that's going to score the goal for Victor Page.
Georgetown has just cranked their defense up a notch, and they're looking to run at every opportunity. Victor Page that time splitting the defense. He does this in the open court, makes his decision right there that he's going to try and get into the lane, beats the defender to a spot, and that's how he's able to draw that foul. And it's just concentration and great body and hang time, and Victor Page is able to knock that shot down.
So far, Larry, in just about 10 minutes, the Georgetown transition game has been devastating.
Well, they anticipate so well, and, you know, as traditional with Georgetown teams, they really focus in and play on the defensive end. And when you have that kind of quickness and you have the ability to rebound and transition, you're always looking for opportunities to run.
This is where they've just been outstanding, although Iverson now picks up his second foul. Both have been charging fouls in transition.
And what can happen sometimes is you start to go to the well and you start getting a lot of success. Right there, Iverson gets a little bit cute with the basketball, and instead of jump stopping or beating the defense and then leaving his feet, you really don't want to leave your feet to pass, but now you have the opportunity to make a 3-on-2 fast break.
Denbrius Rucker could not finish. Yaya Jock, great pass to Iverson.
They maybe heard a little bit too cute comment, so he hangs in the air, shoots that reverse layup.
What a terrific pass. But one thing, Larry, that you don't always see in the college game.
All right, with the score 28-12, I want to take you to a little bit more of a competitive game down in the southeast in Orlando. At the Orlando Arena, Oklahoma just went on an 11-3 run. Good shooting there. They're up by a point, 13-12. Let's go to Sean McDonough and Bill Raftery.
The Orlando Arena, home of the Orlando Magic of the NBA, and today, site of first-round action in the southeast region. Oklahoma with a 1-point lead over Temple, nearly 9 minutes in. The story early, 2 quick fouls on Ryan Minor, the last on a reach-in. Winner of this game advances to meet the second game of the day winner, Cincinnati or North Carolina Greensboro, Indiana, Boston College, Georgia Tech, and Austin Peay tonight. Temple goes back inside, and Jackson had a shot blocked by Evan Wiley.
Nice job. A little counter from the rear. And those two fouls you mentioned, very important. And good composure by Ryan Miner. It was a real nickel-dimer. Early in the year, he got thrown out by being upset, so good composure by Ryan Miner. I think it was against Texas Tech early in the year.
It was in the first half. Miner missed a three. Wiley got the long rebound and a fresh 35 on the shot clock.
And we've all been there. Ryan Miner just shook his head. You get a little down when you get that open look, you can't counter.
Barnes missed a three that time, rebounded by Ivy. Matter of fact, the game against Texas Tech was the only game in his last 65 in which Miner has failed to score in double figures. He had 8 points when he was ejected in the first half.
Nice look into the zone. Battee with the little smooth shot. Here's the zone. You got to close it up a little, guys.
And Temple reclaims the lead midway through the first half. Oklahoma trying to bounce back after being upset in the first round last year by Manhattan, when the Sooners were number 4 seed. That's an air ball thrown up by Wiley. And we talked to Coach Sampson about that yesterday. He said he wasn't all that disappointed by the loss because he thought Manhattan was a much better team than it was given credit for.
And in the tournament, too, there's so many different looks teams. A little bit of a force here, but that's the nature of good scorers. He can't get the roll.
But they score the basket. Basket interference. Goaltending called against Jason Ivey. Apparently the ball was still in the cylinder, according to Zelton Steed.
I thought it was off, though. What do you think?
I thought it was off live, and I still think it was.
Well, step up to the plate live, then.
I'll try next time. We're still warming up. We have 4 games here today. We can't go out on the limb really early. We're in trouble.
Shady's ready, though.
Yeah, he got up off the bench and argued the call. That bucket has given Oklahoma a 1-point lead. Nate Erdman back in the game. Oklahoma has missed 8 shots, but they've gotten an offensive rebound 5 times.
They got to do a better job in the zone on misses. Wow. Is that deep?
Huey Futch, the junior from Homestead, Florida, back in his home state, and that might have been from Homestead.
It was a distance. Erdman, when he's aggressive, is a terrific offensive player. Maybe the couple of minutes out after the turnovers will help him.
Bad pass. Foster, lazy cross court, picked off by Leonard Stewart, who's fouled hard by Nate Erdman.
Well, they don't run, but when they do it nice and easy to make sure there isn't a turnover. This is, at least for the Keys, maybe not Homestead. That'll stretch your zone. This is a no-no against the spread zone of Temple. They cover so much area, but right here they let you run by. Not a fast break, a slow completion by Temple. That's John Chaney style. Don't rush it, don't charge, don't turn it over. Get a good one.
Georgetown throttling Mississippi Valley State early. And Tulsa, the 4-point lead over Louisville in the first half. Leonard Stewart, sophomore from Philadelphia. He started every game this year forward for John Chaney. And Temple in this back-and-forth game leads by 4. They've answered a 9-0 Oklahoma run with a 10-2 run of their own.
This is terrific right now. They're running some nice stuff.
Erdman missed a 3. Abercrombie kept it alive, but couldn't snare the rebound, and Stewart did. Futch take the 3. And Alston pulled it out. 20 remaining on the shot clock.
Ivy does a nice job bumping just enough to cause the pinch and try and turn the corner. They're there.
Shot clock, as you see, at 6 as Ivy launches another 3. Well, the Temple Owls uncharacteristically knocking into 3-pointers. Ivy is 3 out of 4 from beyond the arc. This is a 29% 3-point shooting team for the year. 5 out of 8 today.
That's what the tournament does. They drive, draw, and kick. And Ernie a little frustrated, too, because he's teeing it up against Jackson at the other end. And that is not an easy task, given up pounds and size.
surprisingly successful from beyond the arc. Clutch to Ivy on the floor with Alston, Stewart, and Jackson for Temple.
Now, if you're sitting on the bench playing against Temple, you're looking at the scores. They get another open jumper. You're saying, you're not ringing the bell at all. You get a little tighter. It's like playing Princeton when you think of it.
And Jim Herrick would rather not think of it. Foul called and a TV timeout with 7:08 remaining in the first half. 2 fouls now on Jason Ivey.
Over in this game, 38-15, Clark.
And you consider they come off the Big East Championship loss to UConn, but Georgetown coming out doing just what they need to do, squelch any false hopes that Mississippi Valley State might have, put them away early.
Jerry Rice's alma mater down 38-15, and Georgetown is having a great day. Allen Iverson's having a great day.
Him and Victor Page, at last count, they had scored 25 of the 38 Hoya points, and Georgetown just able to defend and turn you over, and then they turn those turnovers into points at the other end.
And they're shooting 79%.
Shooting percentage always a function of the kinds of shots you get. Georgetown getting whatever they want, especially in the paint area.
Will they rest their starters in this game?
I think so. Come halftime, they'll give them a break.
All right, not much rest here meantime. Temple leads Oklahoma 22-15.
The Owls of Temple out to a 5-point lead with 3:51 remaining in the first half. Generally, there is no O in Temple. They struggle at the offensive end, scoring under 60 points per game, shooting only 39% from the field and 29% from three-point range. Even when they're free, there's not much free about the free throws at 61.5. But today, the three-point shot has been the friend of John Chaney.
Well, yeah, I'm very impressed. No Owen Temple from the spelling champion of New England.
Thank you, yes.
You got the word cat correct at the end. But Temple, the worst free throw shooting team in the NCAA this year. And right now, solid, deep shooting. And don't forget the threes. They gave percentages as well.
Right about on their percentage and right about at the pace they hope this game would be played. Abercrombie banks one in. Ernie's a senior from Houston, Texas, and the cousin of Walter Abercrombie, who played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And not bad at his size to deliver the kiss amongst all those big physical people.
Temple by 3, 24-21, 3:13 remaining in the first half. Sean McDonough, Bill Raftery at Orlando Arena. First round action in the Southeast. Petit had it blocked by Wiley.
Muhammad Ali there at the end. You just blocked the shot. Relax now. But Abercrombie at this disadvantage as Petit elevates over, and from the rear, pretty good presence by Evan Wiley. You got a few more in you, Evan.
Ryan Miner almost got called for reach-in on his third foul and nearly bumped Futch as he put the shot up as well.
And all the white shirts react. Don't give up the easy ones. Make them work.
Sooners chance to tie it with a three-pointer.
Now, Sean, if you don't have a guy for Temple, you turn and look for somebody. Don't get the reaction by Stewart. A little late, but nevertheless a challenge.
Barnes missed a three. Long rebound came out to Alston. 2.5 minutes left in the first half here.
Okay, the concession people, nice play. Don't like Temple. Nice pass.
Whipped underneath the pass by Alston, and Temple's back up by 5.
Not too many stoppages in play for the dad to go out and get some goodies. They run the half fast.
Alston now with 6 assists. Miner continues cold. He's 2 out of 9 from the floor. Wiley had it blocked by Futch. Then Petit came over with a block. And a save by Stewart. And Alston has come up limping. That would be a huge loss if he has to go out of the game. They have no depth in the backcourt.
And what an effort to get the basketball. They're going to check and see. They got a good stoppage for Alston as there's a wet spot on the floor. But his great aggressive play got the ball back for Temple. And right here you can see everybody migrates low to negate any thrust to the goal. Very active, and right here, if he hadn't gone after the basketball, it wouldn't have been Temple's ball, and this is where he got hurt too.
And apparently he's okay. Tied his shoe again. And is limping slightly as they inbound the ball.
Maybe tell John to get off his knees for a moment. Cheney.
He is in prayer.
He can't play without him. He said he's his most valuable player.
Jackson fought through the traffic and had it swatted from behind by Evan Wiley. Coming up on Pennzoil at the half, Pat O'Brien, Clark Kellogg, we updated on all the tournament news, all the scores and highlights, plus a live look at all the action that's going on in the NCAA tournament. It's all coming up on Pennzoil at the half. And we have a lot to do today if we're going to compete with day one of the tournament yesterday.
I still can't get over it. Is everybody little timeout now with the pressure? Princeton's great, unbelievable as they go for a 20 here. And everybody who has seen Princeton knew they could keep it close. And I think Quinn made the back cut to the basket. Called it.
With 1:35 remaining in the first half, a 20-second timeout called by Temple. The Owls lead 26-21. It's been a back-and-forth first half. Temple jumped out to a 6-0 lead, made it 9-2. And then Oklahoma scored 9 points in a row to take the lead. Temple followed with a 13-4 run. And the Owls lead by 5. The winner of this game will meet the winner of the game between Cincinnati and North Carolina Greensboro. That's the second game of the day here in Orlando. Stewart for 3. Jackson battled Giannis for the rebound. Then Jackson shed Erdman and powered a shot back up and in. Mark Jackson.
What an effort, Sean. I mean, Erdman, he discards people with that upper body strength and able to finish the sequence.
7 points, 4 rebounds for Mark Jackson. Erdman knocks home a 3 for Oklahoma.
Wake-up call. He has been impressive late. They want him more aggressive. They've made a nice job ball movement, but haven't made some shots.
Erdman has been impressive lately, averaging 18 points per game over the last 9 coming into the NCAA tournament. Shot 54% during that time, including 46% from 3. Battie in traffic. Line drives it in.
He's been elevating. He's had some good opportunities, good looks at the hole.
And a 20-second timeout called by Oklahoma. Maybe some of the other guys on Temple should try to catch the flu bug.
The way he's playing,
the way he's played today.
Some positive influence. Well, this is a tower of strength. I mean, he's able to push people, shove people. Great inner strength here to get the basketball. And you can see Giannis, who has his problems with him physically down the box.
And he's not the first to have had a problem with Jackson this year. First team All-Atlantic 10 selection with his 15.8 points and 9 rebounds per game. Had 24 in the Atlantic 10 championship game against Massachusetts as Temple lost to UMass again.
And Sean, how about him? Was it 26 double-doubles? That's unbelievable during the course of the year. And John James said, I'm not used to having a big guy down the box that loves to face out. He's a very difficult position to play. And you've got to love it and understand it.
He said at the beginning, Temple usually a guard-oriented team. John Cheney likes a 3-guard offense. He said, now I finally have a power guy inside. I have no guard. Wiley missed as he went slashing to the bucket.
Couldn't finish.
Jackson, 17-footer. And we're at halftime. The half played at John Cheney's pace. And as Kelvin Sampson and the Sooners head to the locker room, they trail by 6. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station.